Hello and a very happy new year to all my dear students. It's disappointing that we cannot see each other, but hopefully the situation will become normal soon and we can meet. So until that, stay home and stay safe. And let's begin our today's um, lesson on decimal numbers. Today's learning objective is to recall the vocabulary and concepts that we learned in decimal numbers. You will be able to compare order decimals and solve decimal word problems by analyzing and reading the word problems. These are few keywords which we are going to focus for this lesson. So I want you all to go through the keywords once and try to repeat and say them. First word is place value, greater than, smaller than, equal to, ascending order, descending order, cost, change. This change is the change when that we receive when we buy something, times, addition, and subtraction. Let's begin our lesson on decimal numbers. So what are decimal numbers? Decimal numbers are the numbers whose whole number and the part numbers are separated by a decimal point, that is a single dot. To the left side of the number point is the whole number, and to the right side is the fractional, that is a part number, which has value that is less than 1. Okay, so this is a theory. I will show you how does it look like when we see in the picture, why decimal numbers are so important and what is the use of decimal numbers. Here is an example of why decimal numbers are important. So this is an apple. I can write this is one apple as a number. So here comes 1. But this is a half apple. How do I write half? Because this is less than a whole. So remember, decimal numbers have whole numbers that is 1, and decimal digits are the part numbers that have the value less than 1. So after decimal point, whatever digits we see have the value that is less than 1. So half, if I want to write half in decimals, I can use 0.5. And if I want to write this whole, like one whole and half, it can be 1.5. Decimal numbers are really important in our day-to-day life. This is the place value chart for decimal numbers. You see that the part numbers, the fractional numbers and the whole numbers are separated by a decimal point in decimal numbers. So we will see first the whole numbers, that is the place values for the whole numbers to the left of the decimal point. So the first digit to the left is ones. The place value for the second digit is tens. The third is hundreds. Fourth is thousands. Fifth is 10,000s. Sixth is 100,000s. And the seventh is millions. And coming to the decimal digits, those are to the right side of the decimal point. The first place value is tenths, the second is hundredths, the third is thousandths, the fourth is 10,000ths, the fifth is 100,000ths, and the sixth is millions. If you notice, the difference between the place values of the whole numbers and the decimal numbers is, here in whole numbers you see tens, T-E-N-S, whereas in decimal digits it will be tenths, that is T-E-N-T-H-S. So this is the difference between the place values of the whole numbers and the decimal digits, that is a part number. Okay. If you are good at place values, it will be very easy for you to compare decimals. Comparing decimals, we use the symbols smaller than, equal to, or and greater than. So we will just take a look at an example. Here I have two numbers, 5.162 and 5.81. We need to compare these two numbers. So for comparing these two numbers, we start comparing from the largest place value. Here the largest place value is ones. In the ones place we have 5 and 5. So 5 is equal to 5. We need to move to the next digit, that is after decimal point, the first place value in tens. So in tens place we have 1, and here in tens place we have 8. So here we get our answer, 5.162 is smaller than 5.81. So it is really easy. Start comparing from the whole numbers. If the whole numbers are equal, move to the decimal digits and start comparing decimal digits from tens place. Whichever is smaller and greater, you can use the symbol accordingly. So here 1 is smaller than 8, so the whole 5.162 number is smaller than 5.81. Hope you understand. So let's take a look at one more example. Let's take a look at second example. Here we have two numbers, 0.501 and 0.50. So we start comparing from the largest place value. So here is 0 and 0. 0 is equal to 0. Move to the next digit, 5 and 5 in tens place. So 5 is equal to 5. Move on to the hundreds place. So here we have 0 in hundreds place. Here also we have 0 in hundreds place. Now move on to the thousands place. In thousands place we have 1 here, whereas in this number there's no digit in the thousands place. If you are unable to compare, so we can add 0 as a placeholder so that we have both the sides, we have thousands now. So here in thousands place we have 1, whereas in the second number thousands place we have 0. And now we can compare our numbers. So let's see what's the answer. 0.501 is greater than 0.500. After comparing decimals, we will move on to how to order decimals. Decimal can be arranged in two ways. From lowest value to highest value, that is ascending order. And from highest value to the lowest value, that is descending order. You can remember descending and decreasing. So decreasing order is descending order. Here we have an example of ordering decimals. I have taken few products which you need to arrange into in ascending order, starting from smallest value to the largest value, that is the product with the least price to the highest price. So let's begin. Here wholemeal is for 1.34 euros, jam is for 0.99 euros, juice is for 1.13 euros, and butter is for 0.65 euros. If you see, you can notice that butter and jam have 0 in their ones place, the whole numbers. So we start comparing with the butter and jam. So moving to the tens place, we see 9 is a digit for jam, and 6 is the digit in tens place for butter. So butter is having a less price, it's cheaper than the jam. And now we are left with two more products, bread and juice. Here we can see the whole numbers are same, so we move to the comparing decimal digits. The first decimal digit is tenths. In bread it is 3, whereas in juice it is 1. So of course juice is cheaper than the bread. So juice comes third in our scale, whereas the bread is with the highest value. So this way you arrange the decimals by comparing the decimal numbers. We will solve a few word problems here. For solving word problems, we need to read and analyze the word problems carefully. Here I have 4 products and the word problems are based on these 4 products. So the first word problem is, what is the total cost of a loaf of bread, jar of a jam, and a butter? So we need to find the total cost of bread, jam, and butter. We need to add all these 3 products to get our total cost. So our total cost will be 2.98 euros. Let's move on to the second word problem. And a second word problem is, what change would you get from 3 euros if you buy 2 cartons of orange juice? So 1 carton of orange juice is 1.13. If you buy 2 of them, what change will you get from 3 euros? We need to find what is the price of 2 cartons of orange juice, and it is 2.26 euros. That is 1.13 euros will give you 2.26 euros is a cost for 2 cartons of orange juice. Now we will see what's the change received from 3 euros if we buy 2 cartons. So 3 minus 2.26 will give you 0.74. This is our final answer. We get 0.74 euros change when we buy 2 cartons of orange juice. Lastly, here is your task which you need to complete. So here are a few animals with their masses. You have to arrange all these animals according to their masses from the least mass to the greatest mass. So here you have to write which animal have the least mass, the less, and go step by step until the animals having highest. So you need to order all the animals in ascending order according to their masses. The first question is, which of the animal masses have 1/100th? So you have to see which animal's mass have 1 in their hundredths place. So remember, after decimal digit, the first digit is tens, the second digit is hundredths. So you have to see which animals have hundredths in their 1 in their hundredths place. A second question is, which of the animals' masses have 1/1000th? You have to see which animal's mass have 1 in their thousandths place. So thousandths is the third digit after decimal point. So after decimal point, the first is tenths, second is hundreds, and third is the thousands. So you have to see which animal masses have one in their thousandths place. Our third question is, what is the difference in the mass between the lightest and the heaviest animal? If you arrange the animals according to their masses, the lightest will be at the top and the heaviest will be at the bottom. You need to find out what is the difference between these two masses, between the least and the highest mass of the animal. This is your second task to solve word problems. You have to read, analyze, and write the solutions here. So the first question is, what is the total cost of a tin of peas and a bag of potatoes? So you have to find the total cost of tin of peas and bag of potatoes. Add them, you will find the total cost. How much more does the carrot cost than the tin of peas? What is the difference between the carrots and peas? What Find the total cost of all of the items. You need to find the total cost of all of these items. What change would you get from 10 euros if you bought 2 kgs of potatoes and a stick? So 2 bags of potatoes and a stick. If you buy this two things, what will be the change received from 10 euros? Remember, you buy 2 bags of potatoes. That means 2 times 2.05 will be the cost of 2 bags of potatoes and 1 piece of stick. And then you have to subtract the cost from 10 euros, which will give you the change received. I hope you all enjoyed today's lesson. In case if you have any queries or any doubts, do not hesitate to contact me through line or email. And have a nice day. Bye bye.